Hello students, I welcome you from Vertex Learning Solution. And first of all, I would like to make sure whether my voice video screen is all clear. Am I audible? Okay, thank you very much for your answer in the chat box. And I welcome you in this orientation session of AAA. And I welcome you from Vertex Learning Solutions, right? Now, this is my RSNF official, my WhatsApp number +923333113959. And you can even follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, right? Now, first of all, I would like to introduce myself, my professional profile, and then we will be discussing on the AAA, which is the main agenda of this orientation session, right? So this is Haris Hanif, an ACCA affiliate and graduate in commerce. And I have collectively teaching experience for more than 11 years. Apart from teaching, I have started my career from a bank and then firm and then accounts officer in a textile company. And I'm having the practical exposure, and that adds value in my lecturing, which I have seen in my practical life, plus with the discussion with other people nowadays. Now, I have been selected 5 times. I have been selected 5 times by ACCA Pakistan for conducting practice to pass webinars on these papers, 2 times, and for AAA 1 time. And I have been selected by ACCA Pakistan as well for paper AA for the local students of Pakistan to mark their mock exams. Plus, I have also been selected by ACCA Singapore for ACCA in plus session on paper F5. And one thing which is not written, I have also been selected 1 time by ACCA UK for F5 session. And my students got nationwide positions as well, and even worldwide as well. Now, this was my short and profile. And now I'm going to the AAA orientation, and now taking the questions from the chat box as well. It may be from your side because everything is clear from here. All right. Now, let's move on to the AAA. Let's move on to the AAA. This is my AAA slide. Okay. Now this is advanced audit and assurance. Definitely, it is highly assumed that you have already studied paper AA, definitely, and you have already studied paper SBR, because in paper AAA, there is a prerequisite that you should have the background knowledge of accounting standards at SBR level, because you will be having a case study in which there is the accounting issues which is up to the standard of SBR, and you are required to perform the audit procedures on that, right? So now this is advanced audit and assurance. In advanced audit and assurance, there is the prerequisite from paper SBR and from AA. SBR and from AA, right? And they both adds value in the advanced audit and assurance. So in an advanced audit and assurance, you should have the prerequisite for audit and assurance and SBR, right? Now, so that's we had done with this, that double for paper AAA, you should have prerequisite for paper AA and SBR. All right. Now, see that paper AAA is not difficult. Comparatively, it is having a short course as compared with the other papers like SBR or ATX. But paper AAA requires the sound knowledge of accounting standards, sound knowledge of auditing standards, plus your drafting styles matter a lot. Your drafting style matter a lot, that you should have a good drafting style. And so you people can improvise your drafting style with my classes, that I will be guiding you about the classes and all, right? So this is paper AAA. Now exam focus. The exam is 3 hours and 15 minutes. You all know that. Candidates are expected to demonstrate an integrated knowledge of the subject. Accounting standard is very much important along with the auditing skills. Now, one thing is very much important. The exam will focus on 20 professional marks. Now, these 20 professional marks, which I'm going to tell you, and then we will be having a paper pattern later on to discuss that. Now, in that 20 professional marks, this is not the technical marks. This is basically the professional marks. Now, the professional marks actually need the clarity. Professional marks actually need the clarity of the answer. Professional marks need the clarity of the answer, needs the clarity of the answer. They need the clarity of the answer. That is something, the topic which you are explaining in your answer, that should possess the, technical knowledge plus clarity knowledge, as if it is being looked like that it has been written by the audit manager. And it is very much important to know that who are you and what role you are playing. In AAA, you will be playing the role of the audit supervisor. No, you will be playing the role of the audit manager, right? You will be playing the role of the audit manager. In the audit firm, there is the hierarchy. Definitely, there is a hierarchy in every organization, whether it is a firm of chartered accountants, whether it is an organization or whatever. So, at AAA level, you people are serving the audit firm in the capacity of the audit manager. So, the clarity of the answer as it is suited for audit manager, right? As it is suited for the audit manager. So these are 4 professional skills. Obviously, you will have the proper guidance of these professional skills, right? Number 1 is the communication. And I'm just going to explain what communication is. And now I haven't discussed any AAA syllabus right now. I'm just discussing the professional marks, and then we will be looking ahead that how these professional marks could be examined, right? So 20% professional marks, that means 80% technical marks. All right. Now, communication means that is your exam. Your question number 1 will be examined in the form of the email. You will be having an email from the audit partner, the firm partner. You are the audit manager and you have to answer like an email. So the tone of the answer is very much important, right? The tone of the answer is very much important, and you should have the proper drafting skill of the format, the briefing note which you will be receiving from the side of the audit partner. And so you will have to answer in the proper communication style, the format. So this is called the communication. Communication means the format, the layout of the email, right? Number 2, analysis and evaluation. Basically, analysis and evaluation means that something happened in the past, and then you are supposed to evaluate, or you are supposed to analyze it. That's called the analysis and the evaluation skill. So for that, obviously, the drafting style, the tone of the answer matters a lot. Then there is professional skepticism and judgment. Professional skepticism and judgment means that casting doubt, exercising professional judgment, that is number of audit procedures, the skepticism, the questioning ability, all these things. And then the commercial acumen. Commercial acumen is the professional skill that is the like the audit manager. No. Like the audit partner. No. Commercial acumen means that think like a businessman. And a good businessman is the person who is analyzing the past, analyzing the present, and forecasting the future. So commercial acumen is also relevant for this AAA level, right? Now, after this communication, I'm just putting this syllabus on hold. and I am discussing this exam format. I'm discussing this exam format right now. And the exam format, the exam is split into two sections. Section A, which is having a case study, one case study, set at the planning stage of the audit. You all know that audit is not the surprise activity. Audit is a properly planned activity. And for that, you should have the proper planning. And in the planning phase, this is the question number 1 worth 50 marks. Very much important. And 40 technical marks and 10 professional marks. These are 4 professional skills, right? So out of this 50, 40% will be of technical marks and 10% is of the professional marks. All right, now that's the point. And then thereafter, there will be 2 sections, 2 compulsory sections worth 25 marks each. There will be 20 technical marks and 5 professional marks. Now, point to be noted is that if you people haven't noticed, I'm going to tell you that communication is only examined in question number 1. And these skills in exam question number 2 and 3, right? So this is basically the section A and section B, the exam format. 1 question from for 50 marks, 2 questions for 25 and 25 marks, worth 50 marks, right? Now let's move on to the syllabus of AAA. And that is very much important, this syllabus A. This is basically the diagram. I have copied pasted from ACCA syllabus guide. And now this is the AAA syllabus. This is the AAA syllabus. And now going to discuss this thing. In AAA, the first section is of regulatory environment. Regulatory environment means what are the international regulation for audit and assurance? That is what is the international regulations for the auditors? Money laundering, that is conversion of black money into white money, and then laws and regulations. This section A is covering the legal aspects of the audit and which is applicable on the auditors, right? Section B is of professional ethics and consideration. Now, if you people remember that from your earlier paper of AA, you people have studied this ethics. Now, the ethical content is same. The content of ethics is same, but the way of examination would be different. I will be telling you that what kind of questions are examined here at AAA level and what are the common requirements. Yes, I will give you the good news as well. What are the common requirements, right? So for the professional skills, there is a code of ethics for professional accountant, fraud and error, professional liability. These are the professional and ethical consideration, professional as well as ethical consideration. Number 3, C, that is the quality management and practice management, very much important area, because auditors have to provide the required level of quality and auditor has to manage its practice. Practice means how the auditors are appointed and what are the key areas to be considered before accepting the audit engagement. So quality management, advertisement, yes, audit firm can advertise. Tendering, obtaining the professional work and fees, professional appointments, that how the auditors are appointed. And see that the good news is that at AAA level, every area is examined, almost. Because some of the smaller topics may not be examined every time, right? Now, Part D is of planning and conducting of historical planning. That is, audit is not the surprise activity. It is actually the planned activity. So planning and conducting an audit of historical financial information. So whenever auditors are going to plan, so they plan materiality, assessing the risk of material misstatement, evidencing and testing considerations, audit procedures, obtaining evidences, because whatever auditors are doing called audit procedures, and whatever the information they are collecting called audit evidence. using the work of others, group audits. Yes, you will be having the group audit, and that is the you can call it like a consolidated financial statements. And so you are supposed to make the audit plan for the group structure, that is the parent company, subsidiary company, and subsidiary, and all that stuff. And then there will be completion and completion review and reporting. Completion, review, and reporting. Completion, review, and reporting. That means audit has been complete and you are going to undertake the review and the reporting. Subsequent events and going concern. Going concern, subsequent events from the audit perspective. Completion and final review. That means audit has been completed and you are going to undertake a final review. If the final figures are okay, then you can conclude the opinion. If not, then you can extend the audit. Auditor report to those charged with governance and the management. So the point to be noted is that this completion, review, and reporting. All right. Now, this is the syllabus areas. And then there will be other assignments. Other assignments, that means these are called non-audit services. These are called non-auditing services, right? Now, audit related and assurance services, specific assignments. That is some other specific assignments. That is, let's say, for example, you might be aware of the word that is due diligence. Basically, due diligence is the activity when a parent company is going to acquire the target company, the potential subsidiary company. Now, let's say, for example, my name is Haris Sanif, and I'm going to acquire another company. So I must need to analyze that company whether I should purchase it or not. Definitely. So before going to purchase, taking the final decision, I need to have a due diligence. So I will appoint you, and on behalf of me, you will be conducting a due diligence. Right? That is the other assignments. It's a non-audit services. Now, there is another thing that, for example, that there is a fraud in the company. There is a fraud in the company. So I will be appointing you to identify and detect the fraud. And that's not the audit. That's called forensic audit. That's called what? Forensic audit. And there is audit of social and environmental and integrated reporting. The audit of performance information, predetermined objectives in the public sector, and reporting on the other assignments as well. So these are basically some non-audit services which are not audit services, right? And now, this is the current issue. Current issue means current developments. And I cannot say that what current issue would be relevant for your June examination, because nobody can ensure this. It will be ensured right till the a month before the exam. Let's say, for example, you are appearing for June. Current issue may emerge in the month of May. So till that, you have to analyze it, right? But nowadays, the current issue is the integrated reporting, the sustainability reporting. That is the current issue nowadays. All right. Now, and professional skills, I have told you. And this is not this employability and technological skills. This is not actually the examinable content. This is basically showing the exam window. You might be aware of the exam window, that how your exam look like, that where is the button of this thing. This is not the examinable content right now. So basically, we have discussed this AAA syllabus. Now I am going to start with very much important thing. Seriously, believe me, very much important thing which I'm going to tell right now, and that is nature of the questions. Nature of the questions. Nature of the questions at AAA level. And I want you people to copy this thing. I want you people to copy this thing, right? Because it will add value. Seriously, at AAA level, mostly questions are repeated kind of things, because you already know in advance that what kind of questions would be examined. You already know, not 100%, but some of the percentages you already know that what kind of questions would be examined in your exam, right? So put on the heading of the nature of the questions. Let's say on question number 1. Question number 1, which worth 50 marks? And in question number 1, the question is of 50 marks and the requirements would be, without risk assessments, auditor cannot conclude the audit. Auditor cannot perform the audit actually. So in question number 1, there is the requirement of risk assessments. There is a requirement of risk assessment. You can call it, it would be around 20 to 25 marks. See the importance. 20 to 25 marks of only topic risk assessment. So see, imagine how important this topic is, because you need 50 marks to pass out your paper, and out of 50, 25 marks is of around of the risk assessment. See the importance of this thing, right? Now, the topic is of risk assessment. Next, there will be the requirement of audit procedures. Auditor will be applying the procedures, collecting the evidence and all that stuff. So there will be audit procedures, right? Audit procedures. And it will be around 5 to 7%. Around 5 to 7%. I mean, the nature of the question, I'm telling you. Audit procedures. Now, in question number 1. Now, there will be the question on ethics as well. Around same 5 to 7%. And I cannot assure other topics, which may be, but these two would surely be examined. Even not sure of ethics, because sometimes ethics would be examined in question number 2 or question number 3, but mostly it is the part of question number 1, right? So these two are most important topic, which arounds 20 to 25 and 5 to 7. Or on average, we can say that like 30 marks from these two areas, right? So other topics would be examined like again 5 to 7 marks. So this is basically question number 1. Now in my lectures, this is not only the lecture, you will be having past paper practice, conducting a live session as well. So you will be interacting regularly with the tutor, right? Now, the next one is of question number 2 and 3 kinds of question. Question number 2 and 3, right? Question number 2 and 3 types of questions. So in question number 1, these are the requirements which are mostly examined, but these two requirements are, are dedicated to question number 1. And in question number 2 and question number 3. Now let's see that you people are the audit manager. Please understand your role. You will be acting as the audit manager in the entire AAA syllabus, right? Now, in question number 2 and 3, there is a question which is, that is, you people will be having the accounting issue, right? You people will be having the accounting issue, the accounting issue done by the management. You will be having the accounting issue by the management, and you are required to comment on it. You are required to comment on the matters, and for the comment on the matters, definitely there would be the accounting issue. Definitely there would be the accounting issue, right? Definitely there would be the accounting issue. And next, whatever the auditors are doing, that's called audit procedures. And whatever the information the auditor is collecting is called audit evidence. And there is a terminology which is called working papers. You might be aware of the terminology that is working papers. whatever auditor is doing, they have to note it down. They have to make the documentation of that, and so called the working papers, right? So what happens again? I'm saying that you people will be acting as the audit manager, and there is your audit junior. Assume me, I am your audit junior. All right. So when I will be performing the procedures and I will be collecting the evidence, I'm providing it to you. What you are doing? You are doing that. What evidences will you expect? What evidence will you expect in working paper file? What evidences will you expect in working paper file? What evidences will you expect in the working paper file? That means, you know what happened is that the thing happened is that working paper file not open till yet. Working paper file not open till yet. Now, what does it mean? It means that, let's say for example, you people are the audit manager, right? And you have sent me to conduct an audit. For example, that you have sent me to check the invoice of anything, right? And I have inspected the invoice. I have inspected the invoice. You know what? You will be expecting, I'm the audit junior, your junior. I will be inspecting the invoice and I should make it photocopy for you people. So what evidence will you expect? You will be expecting the copy of invoice. You will be expecting the copy of invoice. So before opening the working paper file, let's say for example, this is a working paper, and before opening that working paper file, what evidence will you expect? Before opening that working paper file, what evidence will you expect? So that is, you have to write that what evidence will you expect? What evidence will you expect? That's called the audit evidences. Now, this is the audit evidence which you will be expecting, That's a very simple point. All right. Now, working paper file not open till yet. Now, that's called the audit evidences. Now, let's move on. After you have opened the working paper file, let's say you have opened the working paper file, there are evidences attached. Now you have to evaluate my evidences. Now the point is that evaluate or comment on the evidences obtained. Right? Comment on the evidences obtained. Now that means evidences obtained and you are now going to evaluate. That means plus one more thing. Now this kind of the requirement, what does it mean? It means that evidences, I have collected the evidences and I'm presenting the evidences to you. All right. Now for that, you will be evaluating the evidences. That means working paper file opened. Working paper file opened and you will be evaluating my evidences. All right. And you will be asking me to apply further audit procedures. Yes. Further audit procedures. Now, what does it mean? Further audit procedures. Further audit procedures means that when you will be opening that working paper file, definitely you will have to evaluate my evidences. All right. You have to evaluate my evidences. And then if there is any lacking in my evidences, then simply you will ask me to apply further audit procedures. Now, there will be further audit procedures. What? Further audit procedures. Now, the further audit procedures mean that you will have to apply further procedures on that. Now, for that, working paper file already opened. Now, such kind of requirement can be examined. And I'm not saying that this is the compulsory requirement. This is the frequently kind of the requirement. All right. So comment on the methods, evidences. What evidence will you expect? Comment on the evidences obtained. All right. Now this is the thing. Further, I'm moving ahead. For another kind of the questions. Now let's move on. There is a question of audit report. There is a question of audit report. All right. There's a question of audit report. Now, in that audit report, the question is that, now the question actually is that you will be having the accounting issue. And you know that there is a audit opinion. There is the audit opinion, unmodified, qualify, adverse, disclaimer. And the question would be examined like that way, that there is an issue in the accounting. There is an issue in the accounting. Now, the requirement is that if the issue will not be resolved, then what will be the impact on the audit opinion? If the issue will not be resolved, then what will be the impact on the audit opinion, right? So, impact on audit opinion. Reports. If issue is not resolved. If the issue is not resolved, then what will be the impact on the audit opinion? Now, another thing is that, but don't worry, you are not required to redraft the audit report. Now, the next kind of a question can be examined that there is an audit report. Already prepared, and you are supposed to evaluate the audit report. You are supposed to evaluate the audit report. Now that's called critical evaluation of critical evaluation of the audit report. All right, critical evaluation of the audit report. Now, the audit report would already be drafted, and you are supposed to evaluate it, whether the audit report is correct or not, and you are supposed to evaluate it, right? Now, that's called the audit reporting question. One more thing, that you will be having the question like that way, that is evaluate or comment on the very simple word, quality of audit performed. What do you mean by the term quality? Now, if such kind of question would be examined, you know what will be your answer? Your answer will cover each and every aspect, like materiality, like audit procedures, like evidences, like ethics. So I can say that it's a complete roundup. And you can call it like a 360-degree approach to audit. That is overall audit. That is what overall audit. Yes. So overall audit kind of a question can also be examined. So that's a very interesting, and this is a question I really love, this kind of a question, because it covers many area. Now there are much more thing like other topics, other assignments, which we cannot assure that. Now these are the frequently repeated requirements. These are some frequently repeated requirements. Frequently repeated requirements. These are frequently repeated requirements. All right. So now the conclusion part is that at AAA level, you are mature enough. At AAA level, you are mature enough. And if I can design the hierarchy of the firm, if I can design what? The hierarchy of the firm. So there is audit junior, right? There is audit senior. There is audit supervisor. There is audit manager. And there will be audit partner. Now this audit manager is actually you. So you are actually, you are actually interacting with the audit partner, and you will provide the guidelines further to the team. So you are playing the very central and a very, very much important role. So you are in contact with the audit partner. I'm saying to the student that think this paper is a practical touch. It's not having the, bookish knowledge. It's a practical touch paper. So basically you are actually interacting with the audit partner, because audit partner is a very busy man. He cannot deal with all the junior staff. So for that he has appointed the audit manager. And so audit manager, all the way the partners are can be in touch with them, definitely. But for the things that partner is interacting with the audit manager, and you are playing the role of the audit manager. All right. A very simple and important guide to all of the students, that before starting off any paper, before starting any paper, you must have to understand about your role, that what role you are playing in the organization or in the accountancy firm. So basically you are playing the central part of the audit manager, and yes, you have to guide to the juniors down the level. All right. Now this is basically the hierarchy of the firm. This is basically about the paper introduction, the orientation. Now let's move on to the triple A study approach. All right. Now see that when you will be logging to your VLS portal, you will be having my lectures. Now the lectures will cover the basic topics and some questions as well. And for after certain aspect, I will be guiding you that you must have to cover down certain topics at least before the next class, let's say on the Saturday or Sunday. So there is the target, and the target simple is that you must need to cover the lectures as soon as possible and as early as possible. All right. Now I can share my screen. You can see that this is your triple A course. This is your AAA course. When you will be logging to your VLS portal, then you will be having the things like that. These are some demo videos. You can simply click on that. That you need to follow the order of the lectures, right? Some order. This is the very 1.3, very important video. In this lecture, I have taught you that how the course is actually designed. So these are actually about the things. Now then, there is a AAA resource, obviously the resource of AAA, right? So you can see your planner and introduction. This is an introduction. Now the course begins. But see that demo lessons, these are very much important. You should watch each and every lecture. And introduction. Introduction means these two videos, 33 minutes, 7 minutes. These are having some basic overview. You can refresh your audit memory. Right? So again, a very much important, not to ignore. Then planning phase of the audit. Planning phase of the audit, as you can see that these are the lectures. like these are the lectures, and we have conducted live sessions in the past. I can this is, you can see that recordings for the live session for March 2024. Obviously, it was for the March 2024, and for June 2024, there will be the separate section for that. All right. So, and now you can see that there are these topics, and then there will be planning and conducting of the evidences. Again, the topics, including some questions within it. So these are the things. All right. And you people are all in the WhatsApp group. And I will be guiding further that before live session, which topics must be covered, before the next live session. And so, for instance, I should tell you that at least you should cover the planning phase of the audit. See that business is 30 minutes. 23 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 28 minutes. These all are 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and all till 2.10. These can be covered in a week. Easily, it can be covered in a week. If you will start from tomorrow, you can, assuming that you can watch these 3 videos, and then day after tomorrow, you can watch these 2-3 videos and all that stuff. All right. Now, you people should start from tomorrow. It is very much advisable to you people. And till the next weekend, you should cover all these things so that we will be able to start with a question. Or it quite may be possible that when you will be logging to your course, there is 2.11 video which will cover the question practice. I can upload it. I can arrange it over here. So before the live session, you should cover these topical areas at least, right? So this is basically the study planner, and you can see this AAA resource about customized study planner. You should preview this video, and then you should study these things, right? So this is basically the orientation about the AAA, and we will be starting our AAA journey. See that as from the side of the tutor, me, you will be having a proper guidance, right? But you have to follow it. At the end, you have to follow it. A teacher can guide, but in order to make this AAA journey successful and to pass out the AAA paper, you do not only need the guidance, but you need to follow the guidance as well. All right. So this is basically the thing. Now, for the access thing, you should contact to the administration, or you can simply drop out the message to the administration. First of all, do tell me whether all of you are in the WhatsApp group. Live session will be on Sunday. Saturday, Sundays, like that way. You people all are in the WhatsApp group, right? So you will be having the details of if anyone is not on the, you are not in the WhatsApp group. Okay. You are not in the WhatsApp group, so you will be added to the WhatsApp group. By the way, you can do one thing that you can visit this VLS site. You can see that you can visit the VLS site, that is vlsonline.com courses/AAA. So just take this thing and enroll for the course. Just a minute. Yes, definitely, yes. All right, so I have shared the details with you people, and you can simply visit this site. and see the course curriculum, and you can simply enroll for the course. So you will be having the access, right? Now, this is basically the orientation and the study planner. Now, the journey will be smooth and the successful if you will be following the things. All right. Okay. Now that this orientation would be till here. Any questions? Any questions? Okay then. Uh, have a uh, have a nice journey with the lectures. And now we will be meeting in the live sessions. And I have already told you that you should cover these things before the next class. Yes, Amila, approximately. The time may be different, like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., something like that, but it will be informed a day before. All right. Now, take care. Have a good luck. Bye bye.